welkom terug by ons. Die Africa Business Heroes kompetisie het vanjaar 22.000 aansoeke vanuit 54 Afrika-lande ontvang. Die 20 semi-finaliste is aangekondig en Suid Afrika se eie Shannon Smuts is een van hulle. Shannon sluit nou via Skype by my aan. Shannon, welcome to WINSLYN. Peer Good, tell us more about your business.
Thank you so much for having me, first of all. It's wonderful to chat about this competition. And Pure Good Food is a contract catering company. We're based in Cape Town, and we work with small-scale community farmers in order to work our supply chain around giving back to lesser communities. And we service corporates around Cape Town with on-site cafeterias that dish up healthy, affordable meals to working professionals.
Sure. How did you end up being a semi-finalist in this competition?
So the African Business Heroes competition kind of came up on my radar around about April, May this year. And it's a grant funding competition, which means the prize money goes back into your business. And as we're in a point where we are starting to scale quite rapidly, it was something that was very exciting for us because, you know, any type of grant funding is super important. And I just entered hoping that people saw the value to what we were doing here. We kind of do things a little bit differently in the hospitality game, and I was hoping that the judges would see that. I didn't really ever expect to make it as far as we have. I'm in the company of giants, for lack of a better description. Some of the businesses that I'm up against are doing some of the most incredible work I've ever seen before in this entrepreneurship space. And yeah, from the top, 22,000 entries, top 50, a grueling interview process, and now we're sitting at top 20 and holding thumbs that we make it to the top 10.
So obviously the question is, what happens next?
So the next round, we've had our pitch part of the competition already done a few weeks ago, where we pitched our business to a panel of 7 international judges. Sure. And now we wait while they deliberate on who makes it to the top 10. They do a due diligence, and they announce on the first week of October. The top 10 finalists are all guaranteed a prize money of $100,000 of grant funding. And they are then invited to pitch live to Jack Ma himself, and which is incredibly exciting. And that round then goes on to Jack Ma and 2 other judges as well, deliberate and decide on who the top 3 will be. And the first place prize money is $300,000, and it scales down to 3rd place, which is $150,000.
Very briefly, you've got a feeding scheme, so tell us about that, and also just what's your future plans? So during the lockdown, obviously, business ended incredibly fast for almost everybody in the hospitality industry. For us, it was a little bit different in that we don't really own our kitchen spaces. They exist in corporate offices. So when we were about 10 days into the lockdown, we found out that one of our farming partners in kykNET had reached out to us to say that a lot of children were going without food and were very vulnerable due to not going to school. And I reached out to our community. I sent a very, very, very strongly worded request to one of our corporate clients, and they allowed us access to our kitchen. Right. And since the 10th of April, we've been making 200 meals a day. We've distributed over 30,000 meals, raised almost over 400,000 Rand, and been able to support our small-scale farmers by purchasing over 2.5 tons of vegetables. Wow. So we are 6 months or so later, and we are still continuing, and we've actually decided that this will become part of our business, making sure that people are fed healthy meals in lesser communities, and we're setting up a trust. Yeah. Shannon, thank you so much for your time. You guys are doing some fantastic work. Indien jy bydra tot Pure Good se voedingsskema wil lewer, kan jy die skakel op die skerm besoek. Dit is ook op ons sosiale media platforms bekombaar. Dankie dat jy vanaand ingeskakel het. Ons sien mekaar weer volgende week. Tot dan, mooi bly en goeienaand.